This time on the show, Wi-Fi tethering and packet sniffing with the Droid, running Android apps on your PC, and monitoring your computer remotely with Dropbox. I'm Shannon Morse. You're watching Hak5.
Yeah, hook me up, I'm ready.
This episode of Hak5 is brought to you by GoToMeeting, Squarespace, and Domain.com. Got a great idea? It all starts with a great domain, Domain.com.
Hello and welcome to Hak5. My name is Darren Kitchen and this is your weekly dose of Technolust. And by now it's quite obvious that this week's dose is kind of late, so my apologies for that. If you guys have been following Hak5 for a while, you know that it's an ever-evolving project that's been going on for the last 5 years, just following the lives of anybody crazy enough to get involved. And over the last 5 years, it's been one hell of a ride. So if you haven't tuned in for a while, or if you're new to the show or something, I figured I would just kind of wrap up what's going on this season in a nutshell. Essentially, Shannon moved back to Missouri to take care of her dad, take on the hack shop, be with her family, and she'll be out here soon enough. But she's continuing to contribute with her weekly Snubs Report segments. And, well, then I put the house on the market. So if you're looking for a slightly used hack house, you know, email me. That'd be cool. And Paul's still back east taking care of the house, and I'm sure that we'll see him soon enough. And that's when I hopped on a motorcycle, as I am right now, and rode across the country in what I dubbed the Hack Across America, meeting up with some awesome fans and family and friends along the way. And we have been so thankful to have contributors like Mubix and Jason Applebaum, Jen Cutter, even 80 from Dual Core along the way. So very thankful for that. And I guess for the last 6 weeks or so, I've been here kicking it in the East Bay. And since this show really does just follow our lives, I figured I'd go ahead and check in again and let you guys know what's up. So I've been super busy with the launch of Hak5 Season 8. We also have a huge party that we're throwing here in the San Francisco Bay Area on August 15th. So if you can be a part of that, that's going to be awesome. Picked up kind of a part-time gig over at Revision 3 doing some IT stuff. And I've also been contributing on some other favorite podcasts over at CNET and Twit. So if you're into like Buzz Out Loud or Tech News Today, well, you can find me on Tech News Today on Mondays. So twit.tv/TNT for that. But that said, you're probably wondering where all of the techie stuff is, and well, I had this ridiculously awesome Android hacking segment planned. I seem to have bit off a little bit more than I could chew, and that's why this is late. If you do want to see some droid hacking, I did it live on CNET's Android Atlas last week, so I'll have links for that. And but you know, long story short, I'm gonna have to push it back to next week, and let's just say that the droid is one of my new favorite packet sniffers. But we do have an awesome show for you guys this week. I'm joined by Hak5 IRC's own Rkiver. And you know, he's from Dublin, Ireland. Great guy. Great to have him on camera. And I think it's awesome that we get some more community and even international representation on Hak5. Hey, so there's that going on. Plus, Shannon has a really sweet hack for remote access using Dropbox of all things, one of our favorite tools. So I know that you guys are going to love that. Also, next week, or I guess this week, if you're in LA for the SIGGRAPH conference, hit me up on Twitter or something. I'm going to be there checking out all the latest computer graphics stuff. And then the next week in Las Vegas for DEF CON, got some really, really cool rubber ducky stuff to show you guys. So anyway, on with the show. Let's go ahead and kick it over proper to Shannon for some trivia, and I'll see you guys next week.
This week's trivia is: the rejected original Star Trek pilot, The Cage, featured Jeffrey Hunter as who? Enter for your chance to win over at hak5.org/trivia to get some killer new Hak5 stickers. We'll be right back after a brief word from one of our sponsors.
I can't believe it! The rubber ducky domain I once already taken.
Are you registering domain names in the shower again?
Of course! Great ideas start with great domains. I get all my great ideas in the shower.
You do?
Well, first, I'm big into multitasking. You can do just about anything in the shower.
Then forget the weak sauce domains. Get.co sugar. Amidst the shizzle.
Dude, great idea and great domain. What? Oh please, if this is wrong, I don't want to be right.
That's right, .co domains are now live. They're the biggest domain since .com, and you can get them now over at domain.com. And while you're there, check out their virtual private servers. They provide unrestricted root access on Windows or Linux. They're easy to manage with cPanel and Plesk, and they're capable of hosting just about any size website. You may have even heard our very own Hak5.org is pimped out on a domain.com VPS. No matter where you are your next idea, remember, domain.com is the place to save 15% off at checkout with coupon code HAK5. Got a great idea? It all starts with a great domain. Domain.com.
Rob, it is so good to have you. Thanks for coming on.
Not a problem, Darren. It's nice to be here. Nice to actually be on a show rather than behind the camera for once.
Yeah, no kidding. And for those that aren't familiar, Rkiver, as you're known on IRC, you're coming to us from Dublin, right?
Yeah, sitting here in Dublin. It's 10 o'clock in the evening right now where I am.
It's 2 p.m. here, but with GoToMeeting, we can get together and collaborate, and this is great. So let's get to it. We've got some awesome stuff going on in the Android world, and I kind of figured with the angle of the show this week, let's go ahead and kick it. Talk about some of the latest Android stuff. Maybe do a little software demo. You down?
Yeah, not a worries, man. Glad to help.
So it's gotten a lot easier to unlock phones recently, especially if you're on HTC. Have you seen revoked or unrevoked, that is?
Oh, yes. I have definitely seen this. Myself, as you can see, there's quite a few phones there. The Hero, the Evo 4G, Go 4G networks, gotta love them. The Aria, and the Desire, and the Incredible. Now, the Desire is the one that I'm interested in more than anything else because that's my phone. I have one right here. And I had to spend about half an hour routing mine the old-fashioned way. Making a gold card, changing the hex code on it, etc., etc. And here I am, a week after I first rooted. You can do it in a click.
Is it really just a click? How do you do this? Do you just go to this website on your phone, and is it like the old iPhone unlocking with a TIFF file, or what?
Well, no, what you do is you download the file for Windows, for Linux, or for Mac OS. It's great, the guys at Unrevoked, they have it for all three. You connect the phone to your computer with its cable. Now, if it's Windows, you might need to install a driver. That's the only thing. Linux and Mac OS, you just plug and run the file. For Windows, it's an executable. It'll go and shove your phone into recovery mode. You flash a custom image that you've already downloaded from somewhere like XDA. Both. You've got root. That's it. Painless, simple, no gold cards, no wondering do I have the right root file. No, it's just taken care of.
So Rob, aside from the open source principle of just having root on your device, what would you say are your favorite apps, and come on, that's really what it comes down to, that need root?
For me, it's got to be ROM Manager. ROM Manager, like once you've rooted your device, which thanks to Unrevoked is easy, ROM Manager is a must install. It's available for almost every Android device in the market, and what it does is it lets you go on from within the program, go online, grab a custom ROM, download it to your phone, and install it. And it even backs up your previous apps, your previous ROM, so if something goes wrong, you can always reload it.
So have you been using this to try out some of the different mods like Cyanogens or Bugless Beast?
Cyanogen doesn't have one yet for my phone. It's still in the alpha stage. I want to get my hands on it because, well, come on, Cyanogen's the man when it comes to modding for Android. You just got to get one of his ROMs. I've been mucking around with some of the other ones, including one called Open Desire. A guy called Adam G, built from source, from the Android SDK, specifically for the phone. It's lean, and it unlocks stuff that the phone doesn't come with originally. It turns on the wireless N, and it turns on the HD camera mode.
So I've been playing around with a couple of root apps, and right now the thing that I'm having a lot of fun with is the obvious, you gotta have it, Wi-Fi tether. Turns your phone into a wireless access point for you and 5 of other devices, and it even runs a little DHCP server, and you can do, you can change the SSID, you can do MAC address filtering, you can set up encryption if you want. But I've just been leaving it open, and I've been having a lot of fun with that. And another app that I just love called Shark, who has an icon very similar to Wireshark, and it's just that. It is a packet sniffer, and you can go ahead and fire up Wi-Fi tether, you can get on, maybe your friends can get on, and then you run Shark. It does the packet capture, saves it to a regular .pcap file on your SD card, and then maybe later you could pop that into Wireshark and do some actual analysis and see if there was anything interesting there.
Starting to make a Mark III pineapple, perhaps?
Well, it doesn't do the karma bit of that, but yeah, it's kind of fun in a pinch to play around with, for sure.
A lot easier wandering around with a phone doing that than it will be with the pineapple at the airport.
Right. So what about running Android apps on your PC? I've been hearing a little bit about this. Have you played around with the SDK?
I have. I actually have it running on my machine because I've been, experimenting a bit here and there. And it's a little trickier than getting the apps normally, as you would on your phone, but it's not that hard once you know what you're doing.
So you've got that on your computer now?
Yeah, I do indeed.
All right, I'm going to use the GoToMeeting change presenter thing here, and let's see if we can take a look.
As you can see, I've got the Android test setup here, named TestDroid. Simple enough thing. This is part of the Android SDK. Very simple to set up and install. Takes about 5 minutes start to finish to get it to this point, because it just needs to do a lot of stuff in the background. But once it is, it's just like having the standard Android phone. You can pan to the left and to the right as you normally would. This particular one is Android 2.2, also known as Froyo, or frozen yogurt. It's got all the settings that you can see. Even gives it a bit of a, I'm running Android 2.2, my kernel, my build, the whole lot. And of course, if you have any apps, they'll appear here on your home screen. This is the basic setup. This is just being set up. But putting an app on it is simple enough. What you do is you download your APK file. You can get them from a few places online. Just Google download APK files and you'll find a glut of them. You will want to set up on your Android here to let it use other applications, unsigned applications. To do that, you just go into application settings and make sure you've unknown sources ticked here. Otherwise, you won't be able to do this. What you do, you download your APK file, stick it wherever you want. Doesn't make a difference. Me, I've stuck it in the root folder I'm using for this. To install it then, open up your good old command prompt, go to your tools folder and run the adb.exe, install, and point it towards your APK file. I've got WordPress here because we all like our WordPress blogs. Press enter, give it a moment or two, it'll stumble through it eventually, and when it's done it'll say success. Go back in to your Android emulation, and there you have it, WordPress. And yes, you can set it up and you can go online from within the SDK setup, so you can actually test it fully before you ever put it near your Android phone.
That sounds like a great way not only for software developers to test out applications that they're writing, but anybody that's even just remotely interested in Android to just go ahead and play around with it before they're willing to actually commit the hundreds of dollars it's going to be to buy a device.
That's true. I mean, I would hardly recommend anyone who likes Android or is just thinking, I might have a look at this, maybe get the SDK. It's not a case of, this is only for someone who's really technical. I've had Aoife, my wife, messing around with this. She uses Linux, but she wouldn't dig around with the kernel all too much. But she's finding no issue with it.
Well, thank you so much, Rob, for joining us today. This has been so much fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again in Dublin next time I find my way across the pond.
Great to be on. Nice chatting to you again, and I look forward to seeing you over this side of the pond soon as well.
Right, and until then, we can always, go on by irc.hak5.org. Say hey to Rkiver. Good guy.
I'm always there. Well, when I'm not in work.
Shh. Take care.
You too, Darren. Talk to you again.
And of course, I'd like to thank our fine friends Citrix for providing us with the GoToMeeting, which totally makes this possible. Because let's face it, you want to connect with your clients and colleagues, you want to collaborate, but with average travel costs being like $1,000, for me to fly to Dublin tomorrow would be ridiculously expensive. Why not use GoToMeeting? With just a few clicks, you can host a sales presentation, training session, a product demo, or just collaborate right there from your desk. Plus, voice over IP, phone conferencing's included. It's so easy. You'll have your first meeting up and running in just a few seconds. So try GoToMeeting free for 30 days For the special offer, you must visit GoToMeeting.com, click on the Try It Free button, and use the promo code HAK.
There are plenty of times when I like to leave my computer on and I go run some errands. And there are also plenty of times when I like to go run those errands and be productive and come home and have an evil progress bar completely finished. But what if I want to monitor that while I'm running my errands? There's this thing called the remote desktop monitoring with Dropbox. You guys know Dropbox. It's the program that Hak5 uses to share all of our video clips and all of our screen captures. And it can also monitor computers. So this would be really handy if you need to check up on the status of your computer, check what your kids are up to on your home computer, or even make sure that nobody's on your work computer while you're at home sleeping. So this is how it works. First of all, if you haven't signed up for Dropbox, go over to Dropbox.com and sign up. It's free, so no worries. Next, download Screen Grabber for Dropbox here, over at forums.dropbox.com. Screen Grabber is going to capture screenshots directly into your Dropbox folder. And also, if you have Snagit, you can use that instead. Unzip the files and run the .exe. Once it's running, you can find it in your taskbar. So right-click on the little icon and open the settings. Disable Toast to run quiet screen captures. This way your computer won't show any notifications. Change the image format to JPEG for small files, so you're not taking up a whole lot of space. And then choose your folder and leave all the options the same. Okay, next thing you want to do is use this auto hotkey for regular intervals. It goes loop, send, shift down, F10, shift up, and then sleep for 300,000 milliseconds or something like that. It's like 5 minutes, I think. And then this script is going to run in the background and it'll hold down those keys for you at a set amount of time. Or if you've never used Hotkey, you can also download this compiled version over at image.labnull.org. Either of these will press Shift plus F10, which is the default key combo in Screen Grabber for every 5 minutes. And then you run this on your PC or laptop that you want to monitor, and you'll get a whole bunch of JPEG files in your Dropbox folder, like here, for you to keep tabs on. So there are a couple of things that I noticed when I checked out this application. First of all, if you have more than one monitor, it's only going to set to screen capture your primary monitor. It won't do anything on the secondary one. Also, don't forget to turn off your script when you get back home, or you might end up filling up your Dropbox folder with a whole bunch of images. And, well, you don't really want that to happen. But all in all, I think it's a pretty cool program. I like being able to check out the script that goes along with it, and it gives me some experience with that kind of thing. Email me back at feedback@hak5.org. Let me know what you guys think, and we'll be right back after a brief word from one of our sponsors. Squarespace is a publishing system for anyone looking to build a blog, portfolio, or any kind of website. With blog tools that allow for iPhone updating on the go, hassle-free importing of sites from other environments, robust stats, and much more, Squarespace makes it super easy for anyone to build out and maintain a site that you could only dream of with other platforms. And if you have coding experience, Squarespace allows you to delve into the code and customize things even further. Tens of thousands of people all across the internet have been using Squarespace for years, and their already great service is only getting better by the day. On July 14th, Squarespace announced a huge round of capital investment that will allow them to expand at an even faster rate. We want to congratulate Squarespace and are truly excited to work with such great people. Head over to squarespace.com to get a 14-day free trial, and be sure to use the promotion code HAK5, HAK5, when placing your order to get 10% off the lifetime of your account. If you've got the Technolust like Dave from Enfield, New Hampshire with his method for mounting hard drives, make sure to send your pictures over to feedback@hak5.org and maybe we'll show your photo next week. Also, don't forget we have some brand new hat packs over at hak5.org/store, and the easiest and fastest way to subscribe to our show is through iTunes and YouTube. Last but not least, we are having a 5-year anniversary birthday party over in San Francisco. So if you guys are in the Bay Area, make sure to go over to hak5.org/5years for all the details and info that you need about the party. Until next week, I'm Shannon Morse. Remember to trust your Technolust. Yeah, I think that was good, right? All right. It's raining outside. I hope there's not another tornado.
Once again, a poorly lit Hak5 segment. Hooray, it's the show as usual.
Running Android apps on your PC and monitoring your commuters. Okay.
The shot would be so much better if I had my lights. But I lent them to Tom and Eileen for San Diego Comic-Con, and why am I not in San Diego right now? A bunch of nerds at Comic-Con, and I'm not one of them.
Make sure to email your Technolust photos. Start that over.
That's pretty cool. It's the Honda boat. Aw. Josette, are you jealous? If you want to go on the Honda boat, it's probably on its way to Japan. Josette's all like, I want to go to Japan.
Hey, can you put on a podcast?
What do I look like? Am I Todd?